Opa, and welcome back to another beautiful episode of Jack the Greek. Today, as you can see, I have some beautiful meat in front of us and a whole pile of onions. You might be asking, what are we cooking? We're going to cook a traditional Cypriot meal today for Christmas, and it's called gleftiko with tava. And what that means is it's a slow-cooked lamb, chunks of lamb with potatoes, nicely salt and peppered, cooked in the oven on our crossroad barbecue. And the tava is again a risotto style paella with beautiful lamb, onions, and some beautiful traditional cumin ground. So let's talk about the cooking time. This meal should take us about 10 minutes to prep and around 2 hours to cook on a crossroad barbecue. We are going to use both grills, the bottom grill and the top grill. We're going to have our gleftiko on the bottom grill because the meat and the potatoes need a lot more intense cooking and heat and temperature, whereas our tava, we're going to place it on the top grill, just along there. So again, reminding you, all 4 burners on high for around 2 hours. So let's go and start preparing our gleftiko. Very simple. We'll grab our shanks, put them anywhere in the pan, grab our necks, just like that. Our pieces of lamb, move it around. As you can see, they're nice and big pieces, because that's what you need on a nice slow cooking barbecue, just like that. And we'll put some potatoes, and look at the potatoes, cut traditionally like Cypriot potatoes. Opa. So put them in like that. Just there. Move them all around. Back now, as you can see, I've put all my potatoes amongst my meat, just like this. Moved it around, just to fit everything in. And we can't forget, in normal meals, you do see Jack on the outdoor barbecue on the crossroad, that I do use a bit of oil. But because we're using lamb, there's enough fat in there to actually make the meal nice and beautiful. So what we'll do now is we'll put our water at the bottom so it just doesn't stick, and also to help the cooking process. So we'll put about that much water is enough. We'll put our salt and pepper, just like this. Beautiful, look at that, Opa. All over our food. We need some bay leaves. In typical gleftiko with lamb and potatoes, you need to have bay leaves. Plenty of them as well, just like that. So this is going to sit in the crossroad barbecue now for around 2 hours, while all 4 burners are on high. And we'll put this in first, and then we'll start our tava. There we go. Just like that. Very simple. And that's taken us about 4 minutes to prepare. So open our hood and place it straight in the crossroad barbecue, just like that. Okay, let me show you now how we make our tava. Very simple. Tava only really has 4 ingredients: meat, plenty of onions, cumin, which we call artisha, and some rice. So let me show you. What we do first is quickly prepare our onions. We pre-cut them earlier today. It's close to 2 kilos of onions here. It also depends on how many you want to make and how big your pan is. But we want to make sure the pan is covered 3/4. Just like that. Opa, that's about 3/4 full, just there. We also want to grab our lamb and put it in like this. Just like this. Opa. And the lamb I'm using for here is actually the belly of the lamb. And as you can see, the small little ribs of the beautiful lamb. Put all this in, just like that. And let's not forget our cumin or artisha. And we'll put 1 tablespoon of this, because it's very, very strong, just across the whole lot like that. It's there. Put a few more. And we can't forget our water. We're going to put this in the crossroad barbecue for around an hour, and we'll have a look at it, and by then we will expect all the onion to have melted down, the lamb would have been cooked 90%, and then we'll be able to add our rice. So we do that, give it a bit of a mix, just like this. And we can't forget, we must put our tomatoes. So what we have here is around 700 mils of nicely fresh chopped tomatoes in the can. And we'll pour that in just like that. Just on top like that. And we'll mix it in, just put it on top just like that. And this during the cooking will go through. So you don't need too much because you don't want to make it too red. So we'll mix it up a little bit. And as you can see, the water level is nearly 4/5 of the way to the top of the actual dish. Put a little bit more just in that little corner. And again, we don't have to overdo it because when we open it up in an hour's time to put our rice, we can have another look at it, another taste, and make sure that it's ready to go for tonight's dinner. So let's grab some foil, cover it up, just like that. Beautiful. And similar with the kleftigor, with the lamb and the potatoes, took us around 5 or 6 minutes to prepare. This hasn't taken much time either. So we know now we're running about 10 minutes ahead on the lamb and the potatoes, otherwise known as the Cypriot kleftigor. So let's open up. We'll put this on top as we said. Just like that. We'll close the lid, keep an eye on the temperature, on all four burners on high on the Crossroad barbecue. We'll put our stopwatch on and we'll see you in about an hour's time. Opa. Opa, you're back with Jack the Greek. It's been around an hour and 15 minutes. We're just about to take it out and have a look and see how our kleftigor and our tava is going. But let's just summarise and recap what we've had so far. It's been sitting in the Crossroad barbecue with all 4 burners on high for around about an hour and 10 minutes. We've had our tava on top and our lamb and potatoes on the bottom. Let's have a look at how our tava is going. Opas. Let's have a look. Keep the lid down so we've got the temperature nice and warm in there. And let's have a look. Opa. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Ah, tioreo. Beautiful. Now, we've got our rice here. It's time to put our rice in. And if you look at it, it's nearly a cup of rice. And that's just about enough for what we have here. So we'll put that in. Just like that. And we'll put a bit of extra water because it will absorb. We're now just going to mix around our rice. Just mix it around everywhere. And move it around just like that. Now, we want to make sure, because this is the last stage of the cooking now, before we take the foil off, we have the right artisha or cumin, and there's enough salt and pepper in there. So let's just give it a bit of a... Ah, beautiful. I would say just a little bit of artisha, just like this. A little bit extra. And a little bit more salt. Never put too much at the start because you never know it's going to be too salty. And I know I've used a spoon, so we'll use the other end now just to mix that in like that. Okay. Beautiful. Use the foil, put it back in. We're going to cook it now for another half an hour. And then we're going to take off the foil and time it with our kleftigor and potatoes. So let's put this in. Back in there just like that. Let's check our lamb with our potatoes. As I said, the Cypriots call this kleftigor. Ah, oh, look at that. Opa. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Opa. Beautiful. Put that down there. I think we need a little bit of water just to finish it off at the bottom for our cooking. Because we don't want it drying out. And that is beautiful. Excellent. Just like that. We'll cover it up for another half an hour while our rice, our paella, and as we call it in Cypriot, our tava, finishes cooking. And then we'll take the foil off both of them to let them brown and rose up. Abbas. See you soon, Jack the Greek. Welcome back now. It's been about half an hour since we checked on our beautiful gleftiko and our tava. Let's see now where it's up to. The rice should now nearly have been cooked, so probably ready to take off the foil on both our dishes for today. Let's have a beautiful look here. Let's have a good look. Come in close if you can. Opa. And let's have a good look at our tava. Look at that. Even our rice now has absorbed a lot of the liquid as well. It smells beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to take our foil off now. Just like that. A little bit of foil here. I'm going to remove that. Just there. I'm going to give it a little bit of a mix just to see our consistency. And if you have a look, the consistency in this is beautiful. So the rice is a little bit longer to go, but what we'll do now is we'll put it back in the Crossray barbecue without the foil on. Just like that. Have a look now at our gleftiko, and that now also should be ready. Turn that down just like that. That was nice and hot there. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, and same with this. We'll now put it back in the Crossray barbecue. So let it just finally brown up for the last 10 minutes. And we'll just put it in here. And what we'll do is we'll turn all our burners down on low because we don't want to burn it. And if you come in close, look how it's sizzling. Look at this. Beautiful tavas. Opa. We're ready to plate up our beautiful dish. Come in close and let's have a look. We've had the foil off for around 15 minutes now. And as you can see, it's nicely, the tava has all but ready to go. The water has all been absorbed. And if you look at this beautiful meat now, look at this. Opa. Have a good look at that. Let's close this. And let's have a look at our meat. How it just falls apart. Look at that. Just falling apart everywhere. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful meat. So, in order to finish up, let's plate it up on a plate. In any traditional Cypriot dish where you have gleftiko and tava, this is how you probably plate it up. You grab a little bit of neck, lemon, put it there, put a lamb shank next to it. Look at this, just falling apart. Beautiful. Just like that. You put a couple of beautiful potatoes. Opa, just like this. Just there. And you finish it off with some beautiful, look at this. Beautiful tava. Just like that. Grab a bit of meat as well. Put it in the plate. Oh, look at that. And just to top it off, give it a little bit of green, a little bit of parsley. And look at that, from Jack the Greek, a beautiful Crossray barbecue, some gleftiko, potatoes, and some beautiful lamb tava. Opa.